Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm SKippy and welcome to another video. Okay, weather's been really cold here, very windy, and then when it's calm, it's just too cold to go out flying. I've been looking for different things to do. Not done any more building. You can still see the Super Cub behind me. Still yet to do that maiden video. I am getting there. Apologies if you've been waiting for that, but we will get to it. But in the meantime, I've done a little bit of other conversion, as it were. As you can tell from the title, I finally got hold of this the other day, the O4 Air Unit from DJI. I've been wanting to put FPV on my little aeroplanes and see what it's like. The analogue that I've tried hasn't been very successful. I've got the DJI 3 goggles from the Avata 2, which I love flying, and the little Neo, which is great fun. So I thought, right, let's see if this works. I've not been able to find many videos that actually makes it very clear how to use air units, the DJI O3 Air Units. People say you can put them on fixed wing aircraft. A lot of people say you have to have a flight controller. So I thought, right, I'm going to buy it and see what happens. So this video is just to show you how I've done it and to confirm that actually you can use the DJI O4 Air Unit on a small UMX airplane such as the Turbo Timber Evolution. And as a result of proving it on this, I will look to put it on one of my larger models now as well. Okay, the Air Unit isn't too big. You can see it here fitted onto the Evolution. I have flown this today in this configuration. I'll share that video in a minute. And the fact that I'm holding it now shows that it went successful, which is good. Always a nice thing to see. So I was trying to work out how to mount it on the aeroplane without the flight controller. You do only just need the power lead and the ground lead. So I snipped the lead that it came with. You can see in this photo that I've just cut the wires off. In fact, in looking at it there, you can see it's just the black and red wire that's connected. I've then fed that through, soldered it onto a connector that I've then inserted into a servo slot. So that means that it's regulated voltage. I believe it's 5 volts, which is enough. And then the camera unit is just running off the battery in the model, which is a 3S 300 milliampere battery, which I'll come to in a minute is part of an issue. So obviously with the DJI unit powered up, obviously you have to pair it to your goggles, which the instructions make it very clear how to do that. However, because it doesn't have a flight controller, obviously you don't get a lot of the information from the air unit, so it is just a camera. And also because it's not on the flight controller, normally when you start the drone, it would, as soon as you throttle up, the camera would start automatically recording. And what you have to do with this is, once you plug the battery in, go to the goggles control, the quick start, so just flick the button backwards and then hit the record button manually. It will then start recording on the goggles. Now I've done 2 videos because if you fly in the low power mode, which I think is perfectly adequate for what I was doing here today, it doesn't record on the device itself, it only records in the goggles. If you want to record on the device and therefore have the better quality video, you need to set it to high power, so you get the 60 megabits per second. Again, you can do that by going to settings and switching off the low power mode in the goggles, and then whenever you plug the battery into the model, it will automatically put that camera into the high power mode. The only warning there is it overheats really quickly. So if I was to rewire this one, and when I do it on the larger model, I'll put an on-off switch for the camera module, so I can plug the battery into the model, get it all set up ready to go, and then when I'm ready to fly, I'll switch the air unit on and then get going, so that way the airflow is going over the model. Also, you notice I've put this unit on top of the wing because I'd wanted to make sure there was plenty of airflow going across the whole air unit, hence mounting it on the screws, lifting it above the plastic and then getting some really good airflow. Once it was flying, it was fine. I only overheated the unit twice. The first time when I was trying to work out how to disconnect the goggles or to see how I record. The second time when I was putting it into the high power mode, I had a faff getting the battery in and securing it, and in that meantime the unit overheated, so I had to wait 5 minutes. It cooled down. I then was ready this time. I'd already switched the low power mode off in the goggles, so as soon as I plugged it in, it was in high power mode, put the battery hatch on, and I took off, and you'll see that from the video. And I think the video quality that you can then take off the air unit itself is clearly much better than the goggles ones because it's stabilized. So yeah, so I haven't done a long video of the flights, but you get the gist of it. And I didn't do FPV today, obviously, because it's too near the houses. I just wanted to make sure I could fly at line of sight. The model is under 250 grams. I think it's actually only 180, even with the camera, something like that. So well within the limits of what we're required here. And my neighbours are very understanding because I fly that little airplane around anyway during the week, and no issues. So hopefully you found that useful. You can use a DJI O4 unit in a little UMX model. And I reckon if you connect a separate battery so that it doesn't drain the battery from the actual model, you can put it in a bigger airplane and put it on high power, and then you can record to the unit and you can probably fly further away. But I'll try that on my bigger model airplanes. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and hopefully I'll have a video in the near future of me flying on a much larger airplane at the flying site when I've got a spotter as well, and we can do some proper FPV with it and hopefully do some plane chases.